absolutely. They were just a joy to watch. They were like four mates playing, you know, like the link-ups and the enjoyment and I don't care who the competition was, you can talk Moscow down, but to play at that level of quality was something special.
Yeah, it'd be the easiest thing in the world to say they were playing against a poor side, and they weren't very good on the night, there's no doubt about that, but Liverpool didn't allow them to be as well.
No, they didn't. Moscow, Russian teams have never travelled really great, but as Frank says, that front four, you know, to be that good, you have to be so unselfish. You know, they're prepared to have a chance themselves, but no, square it to someone in the better position. They're a joy to watch, and I can't wait to the knockout stages already, because I just think Liverpool, you know, in that knockout competition, they're going to be so hard to beat. You know, it doesn't matter what score somebody might beat them away from. At Anfield, they can beat anybody by any score. It's such a cauldron, such history at that place that, you know, anything can happen. I think in the knockout stages, lots of people want to avoid Liverpool. Yeah, roll on February, I say. So the group stage is complete, and you can see the round of 16 draw live here on BT Sport 2 on Monday. Yes, Monday. It all starts from 10:45. Still to come, all of tonight's goals, and there is a lot of them, and talking points in our highlights show. But when we come back, we'll look back on events at Anfield as Liverpool produce one of the most terrific performances that they've done in the Champions League with an emphatic 7-goal victory. Here we have 16 qualified teams that go through, 4 winning teams for England, and Chelsea, of course, as runners-up. First time England has ever had 5 teams in the knockout stages of the Champions League, which is quite a considerable effort, a massive improvement on recent years. I think we're guaranteed some spectacular games in the knockout stage here on BT Sport when it all starts again in the middle of February.
Yeah.
Well, they're clearly delighted. Fabulous performance.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think Ronaldo summed it up perfectly there, that their attacking players like to run for each other. They make runs, take players away, creating space for others, and that's the unselfishness that this team possess, which is a potent force. It brings so much to this team and makes them such a danger, such a threat. Yeah.
And if they keep that front four fit, and don't forget they've also got Sturridge, and if he stays fit as well, he's a pretty decent forward. I mean, they're going to, I suppose, threaten all of these possible opponents in the last 16, whichever one they draw, even the likes of Juventus, Real Madrid or Bayern Munich.
Yeah, the problem will be at the other end, obviously, but those 4 will hurt anybody, as we say. But what I liked about them as well, they didn't really get tested tonight, but was stability. Yeah. Even the 2 midfield players were very strong and solid and stable. They were. The fullbacks went at the right times. When you have that much quality up front, you don't have to all bomb on, at times, especially when you get to the next stage against the really good teams.
Yeah, it could be a good game to watch, whoever they play. Certainly if they get one of the big giants.
Liverpool are so entertaining, no matter who they play, as you say. They score goals, concede goals sometimes, and you never know what's going to happen next. But, you know, certainly in the last 8, 9 games, Liverpool have been absolutely brilliant. It's been a continuous run now of scoring a lot of goals, playing well. Yeah. Oh, looks like they're over that little blip, and it's all guns blazing.
Well, there were some stunning goals at times. Let's start with the first one, and the first one was actually a penalty. It was a gift, and it probably got them off to a good start. They didn't have to do too much to earn this particular goal. Just clumsy defender.
Clumsy, stupid, really, that early in the game. Away at Liverpool, it's a tough game for them. It's very clumsy. Salah goes down. There's enough contact there for me. That's a penalty, simple as that, and it sets Liverpool off on their way, and there was no looking back from then.
And he takes it. He doesn't. Once he looks up now, he doesn't. He just looks at the goalkeeper all the way through, and there you go. Takes a bit of courage to do that. Anyway, that was the first goal. Perfect start for Liverpool. We can now speak to their manager, Jurgen Klopp. Herr Klopp.
That's London. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
There you have it. Understandably delighted.
Yeah, delighted. And I think a lot of what comes out of the interview with him is he's been searching for balance. I think we've always talked about the defensive frailties that they've shown throughout the season, but here tweaking the formation slightly just to get that balance in the team. Yes, attacking the prowess to show that off, but also when they lose the ball in that transition, being able to get back into good shape and making sure that the 2 centre midfielders just aren't left to be exposed.
Yeah, there's always a few ups and downs in a season, but they're certainly on an up at the moment.
I mean, those front 4, we keep talking about them, but I don't see so much tricks and flicks from them. They just play the perfect ball in front of each other, and they link up so well, so it's not having to flick it round the corner. They're always in the right position. They're thinking about the next pass, and it's so great to watch. Brilliant football.
It certainly is, and we'll see a lot of those goals, some absolute crackers when we come back after the break, so don't go anywhere. And all tonight's goals are coming up at 10:15 as well, and there's a hell of a lot of them. 33 were scored tonight, and 7 of them by Klopp's Liverpool. We do watch some lovely football these days, don't we? Before the programme, we kind of had a debate about the old SSS, you know, Sterling, Sturridge and Suarez against Firmino, Salah and Mane. Obviously, Coutinho was in both sides. And BT did a little poll on social media, and it came out before the game, 54% in favour of SSS. It's now moved a little bit to 51%, 49. By the time we show all these goals again, it could go 50-50. Let's see. Starting with goal number 2, because we had a look at the penalty just before we interviewed Jurgen. And, well, this was a delightful bit of football, wasn't it?
Oh, beautiful running, beautiful movement, great passing. The weight of the passes. All the front four touched the ball on the way to the goal.
Yeah, gorgeous stuff. And the 50th goal for Liverpool for Coutinho.
Yeah, it was. And Firmino's so unselfish. Many a striker there. Frank even said it himself. You'd have shot there, wouldn't you?
No, I would have played the pass that he played.
No way. You'd have banged that in all day long.
I know.
But it's just the unselfishness. We spoke about, I think all 3 of us have mentioned it today, just the unselfishness that stands out as well of these front 4. They're all happy for each other to score. Sometimes you get within partnerships and threesomes and quartets. I want to be the top scorer. I want to be the top scorer. Egos play a part, but here they seem to just play for each other. It's great.
I must admit, you were making a lot of sound effects, Ria, and not all of them from your mouth, funnily enough, at one stage. But anyway, enough said about that. What about this one? Pick of the lot? Do you think goal of the game?
I think so. The technique at the finish. Let's give James Milner a mention, because it's a great ball there from with the pace on it. I think this is slightly improvised. The ball, when it's that high, normally is an instep. When you lean, I think at the last minute, he's gone with a side foot at that height. That's not normal.
So clever.
But the technique of it, I think at the last second, I think he's improvised and he's caught it as sweet as he perfectly could. It's an incredible finish.
He certainly did. And then we Coutinho hat-trick. Elements of fortune in this one, but not that bit. And that bit.
He sent him out of the stadium.
I mean, yeah, it's probably the least glamorous of the lot, isn't it? But the build-up again, you know, he's given it the twist, the turn, the bit of skill, and then the eyes, and then he struck it early. And
oh no,
it's the hat-trick ball.
No, that's Instagram later, that one.
Oh, beautiful stuff.
He just took him out of the stadium and paid for him to get back in.
I suppose the only thing is we're coming up to January, aren't we, with Coutinho, a hat-trick there. You got the match ball, of course, and once again there'll be a little bit of nervousness around Merseyside, I suspect.
And probably another 20 million on the figure. I don't bet they're going to want to keep him. And in that form, he's one of the best players out there.
Of course, and certainly going into the Champions League. Marvellous footballer, Michael.
He is. We've spoken about all 4 of them, really. And they all offer something different. They're all very unselfish. It was Coutinho's night tonight in many ways, with a couple of assists. So, you know, you could say that penalty was an assist. I love that, you know, the way he's taken the penalty as well. That shows real confidence. But he's got so much ability. I mean, he could play in any team, obviously, but Liverpool would be desperate to keep him.
I think when we're talking about the fee that's been muted about for him, if Barcelona or etc. are going to try and buy him, 130 is a £40 million. The only thing that you'd say, is he going to get enough goals to warrant that? And in this form, you'd suggest yes. And he's got to continue this reign of form of scoring goals, because he is the manipulator. He gets things going. Everything goes through him in terms of going forward and creativity in this team. And he's a fantastic footballer. Great brain.
100 touches, over £100 million worth.
Well, 100. You know what impresses me? That's brilliant football we just saw there. His skill and his movement. But he does it when he has to do that. The rest of the game, as all the front four do, they spend it playing the simple pass at lightning speed. You know, they don't always do the tricks. They do it when it's really needed, but they play that quick pass in front of each other. It moves so fluidly, and they're really unplayable when they do it.
Anyone keeping count? I think 6 next, isn't it? Might be. I think something like that. We need an abacus tonight, that's for sure. Here we go, number 6.
Yeah, well, it was great to see Daniel Sturridge getting onto the pitch.
And playing the same kind of game.
Yes.
Unselfish.
Well, yeah, I think of any of the front players, then he probably wouldn't be the most unselfish, because he's a striker. and myself, yourself, and Frank probably all understand him.
Hands up on that one.
The ball was slightly behind Mane, and he corrected his feet perfectly well and ended up as a tap-in.
That's right. And eventually Mo Salah got in on the act, Rio. Top scorer this season.
It looked like there was beautiful feet. Great
again, isn't it?
It's beautiful. I mean, that's like Frank said. They do the bits of skill when it's needed here. Opens the whole goal up with that one bit of skill. Great footwork, and it's for young kids watching. Off the left foot onto the right, not a problem.
Yeah.
Great technique.
7 goals from 9 shots on target. That's
and 18 goals this season already for he's not a striker, is it? It's unbelievable return.
I'm just going to shift the debate a little bit, right? Rather than go the SSS against this modern crew, you can pick 4 from the 7. Coutinho's obviously one of them because he played in both sides.
Suarez
is in. Who's your other 2? It's not easy. Go on.
Right, I'll leave
Suarez, Coutinho,
Salah,
Mane.
and Mane. Salah and Mane.
Salah and Mane, agreed? Unanimous?
Yeah.
It's another poll for BT.
But I think today, if the SSS, you said today,
well,
Sterling
they're a bit
would be
older,
in there.
aren't they?
Sterling would be in there.
Well, yeah, because he was very young.
I love the way he's playing now.
At that particular time. We've got some action from it. Let's enjoy some action of the 4 of them this evening. Jurgen's ready to watch. Off you go. They do play well together, don't they? Really link up. It's like you said like mates, like on the school ground.
It's like on the school ground, but when you're too good for the other team, you know, you're a year or 2 older, so you just absolutely do what you want to do.